In this video, we're going to learn how to use states and matchers to switch between walking, jogging, and sprinting. If you're keeping up from the previous video tutorial, as a reminder, the files provided in Jolly's package can be found in the path on screen. However, to follow the steps in this tutorial on a separate project, you must have at least a Jolly character setup that includes a move action component for walking, an input actions asset with a vector 2-axis action for movement, for example, left stick or the WASD layout. From the hierarchy, right-click on the character, and from Jolly, select Create State on Character Updater. From the inspector, we will add two toggle fields and name them Sprinting and Jogging. All kinds of state fields have a hue property, which can be changed to identify our state field visually across Jolly components. To start manipulating these values in runtime, in the hierarchy, right-click on the character, and from Jolly, select Create Hold Action on Character Updater. We're going to name it Sprint Hold Action. Let's configure it to work with our Sprint button. Unlike the Move Action component, we have to assign the state ourselves. Drag in the state from the hierarchy. Then, we need to set the Update State field to Sprinting, so that the sprinting toggle activates for as long as we hold the button. For the jogging scenario, we're going to duplicate the game object and rename it to Jog Hold Action. In this case, we must disconnect the button from the field, as we're going to activate it from the directional input instead. We will drag in our player move, and then change its update state field to jogging. By using the directional input field instead of a button, the jogging will activate for as long as the input value is higher than the threshold value. In this case, for as long as the analog stick is at least halfway away from the center. We also need two more move action components. From the hierarchy, right-click on the character, and from Jolly, select Create Move Action on Character Updater. We're going to name the first Sprint Move Action. Then, from the inspector, assign our player move to it and set its target speed. For this example, we'll set it to 8. Then, we're going to duplicate the game object and rename it to Jog Move Action, and simply change its speed to 6. Lastly, we need to set up our state matchers so that we activate one move action at a time. From the hierarchy, right-click on the character, and from Jolly, select Create Match Activator on Character Updater. With the plus icon, we're going to add both state fields, jogging and sprinting, and set them to on. This way, the matcher will only activate if there's jogging and sprinting. For the Activate on Match, we'll drag in our sprint move action from the hierarchy. To cover the jogging scenario, we're going to duplicate our match activator. In here, change the sprinting to off, and replace the Activate on Match entry with our jog move action from the hierarchy. And for our walking scenario, duplicate the match activator once more, and this time change the jogging also to off, and replace the script with our walk move action. If we hit play, we can see that we're able to walk, jog, and run. In the inspector, we can see many green lights being turned on and off. Each green light lit means that a condition is met. Let's pause here to analyze what's happening at this point in time, for example. Because the sprint button is pressed and the left stick is above its threshold, both sprinting and jogging are activated, resulting in the activation of the sprint move action. For the jog move action to activate, we only need the sprinting state to be off. Since the sprint button is being held at this point in time, the jog move action remains disabled. And if we select our jog move action game object by observing the jog move action component's tick box in the inspector, we can see it being ticked and unticked as we continuously mash the sprint button. This wraps up the video tutorial series for the locomotion release of Jolly. The next series will be focused on camera control. See you there!